Nation.
Let's fucking go.
I love it.
Let's go, baby.
Perfect time. You nailed it. I was concerned.
I was concerned as well. That was a tough open. You know, you really had to have the right finger to get in there.
You had the right finger. Pause. To get in there.
Jesus,
Pause. But you got in there with the right finger, and you popped that thing open live on the air.
Do not let anything or anyone distract you from the fact that the season is only halfway over, and the Colorado Buffaloes have already passed the season win total that was set for them in Las Vegas at 3.5.
Absolutely.
Don't let anyone distract you from that.
It won't distract me.
DNVR postgame show. The Buffs win 27-24 over the Arizona State Sun Devils. We were presented by Game Time. Guys, download Game Time. Use the promo code BUFFS Buffs. When you download the app, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Weird game.
Weird game for sure. Also, shout out to Arizona State University for having beers in their press box after the game.
Let's go, baby.
I respect them for that.
I appreciate it, too. How are you, Unc?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm great.
Was it hot?
I'm off my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long
I've been
day for
standing like since
10 a.m.?
Yeah, I was going to say 11, but we go with 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's was it? He asked me, was it hot? Oh my God, was it hot? But let me tell you this: there's this magical moment early in the second quarter when the sun starts to go behind the corner of this press box that we're in, and then you just go to the other end zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was in, I think this is the north end zone. I'm just guessing, but
Okay.
it has northern vibes.
Well, let's go with it.
I was in the north end zone, and I mean, as soon as that sun went behind there in the second quarter, it was
pleasant.
chill. It was great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. But, yeah, when it was hot, it was hot. But I do not think, shout out to Coach Prime for mandating hydration early in the week. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Coach Mo Sims for enforcing it and reminding it throughout the week and even here. We didn't have one guy out there cramping, but the home team did.
The whole season, they haven't had anyone cramp up, really.
Yeah, so phenomenal.
Showed
up in shape, showed up and played this game.
Huge testament to the strength and conditioning staff.
Also, can I go back to something you started with, though, to give Jake some time to do whatever he's
No, I'm good now.
He's texting his
getting
girl.
ads.
Yeah, okay, we got texting
Trying
somebody.
to do my job.
I remember back in July, August, looking at the schedule and just me, being around the team, having worked with Coach Brian before, I just kind of went through the schedule and said, okay, win, loss, win, me, nothing to do with the program, just me. Then I go to Vegas, and they're like, no way these guys win more than 3 games.
Yep.
And I said, you know what? Shit. So, yeah, man, I feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I have interacted with hundreds of Colorado fans since we got here in Arizona yesterday. Mm-hmm. And almost every single one of them said, hey, tomorrow night might be the 3.5 over party. And that's happening. Yep. As soon as we finish here, we're like a couple blocks away from the bars. I am going directly to Casa, where we were last night, and I will toast every single fucking one of you who bet and believed and bet the over 3.5. And to every one of you who aren't here, I will raise this glass to you right now. Cheers.
I got a
and
question,
congratulations on winning your bet.
When we get there and you do your thing, can we get Mr. Crab RK?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, flight tomorrow's 9 a.m. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll supervise.
Big takeaway. Who wants to start?
Go ahead, Unc.
Takeaway from the game?
Yep.
I mean, okay. Big takeaway is that we have now won 4 games and lost 2. And, when you were measuring a program, those are my breaks. Let me explain to people because we always have new watchers. So when I'm looking at players, I look at guys that could play for my team, get a scholarship on my team, or play on Sundays. I look for those. Same thing with teams and their records. At some point throughout the season, here's what you got to do. You got to beat everybody you're supposed to beat.
Yep.
And you got to beat somebody you ain't supposed to beat.
Yep.
So far, we haven't beat somebody that we ain't supposed to beat yet.
Except for TCU.
Yeah, but, I'm throwing that one out because I didn't believe that shit anyway.
Okay.
So I'm not counting that one, even though you are exactly right.
21-point dogs.
Yeah, they were wrong. They were crazy.
They were crazy.
So I'm not counting that one. This team, just 9 months into what Coach Prime is building, although we got some stuff to fix, we got some glaring things that we got to clean up, I get all that. Bumpy brakes. Man, we've won 4 games. So we can't just that's my big takeaway is that, we can get to the nuts and bolts of this win, what we got coming up. I get all that. But already, when you look at merchandise sales, season ticket sales, Time Magazine covers, 60 Minutes coverage, you look at all these things that are happening.
Applications to the university.
Yep.
Up 40%. You look at all these things, and you've gone from winning 1 game to 4 midway through the season.
Yep.
Phenomenal turnaround. Phenomenal turnaround. And here's my final thought on the big takeaway. That puts you 2 games away from going to a bowl game.
Yes, sir. My big takeaway is not much different, honestly. Just look at how far we've come since this time last year.
Cheers to that.
This team was down 28-42 in this game. Jordan Tyson returned a punt back with 3 minutes left. They lost by 8. And
at home.
At home. And Coach Prime, just now in that press conference room, was livid, and they won.
Yep.
When we are mad about wins, man, compared to last year when we were just scratching and clawing to stay within the spread of 20 whatever it was that week, man, how far we've come.
And the spread of today's game, the final spread, was 3. I know that because I got all my money back that I bet. It just came right back to me because it pushed.
-4.
I'm sorry. The final spread of this game was 3 points. So I know that as Buffs fans, the standard has changed, right? You don't just want to win. You want to dominate. And to the people out there who had 4, 4.5, or 5 and 5.5, they're bummed because they lost their bet.
Yep.
But the final spread of this game was 3. And so the Buffs didn't fall short of expectations or go out there and lay an egg. They won a fucking football game.
Yep.
And that's
conference game on the road.
Yes, a road conference game, dude. That is not easy.
Yes.
So aside from that, my takeaway is this. Get yourself in a close football game. Put the ball in Shedeur Sanders' hands.
It's over.
Congratulations, you just won a football game.
Yep.
That's it. That's as simple as it gets. You get yourself in a close football game, and then you get the ball to number 2. You just won a game. Congratulations. Yep. That's as simple as it is. And that is what it's all about. Because in the last 16 minutes of the game, Shedeur Sanders was 7 for 10 for 95 yards, 3 carries, 15 yards, a touchdown, 0 interceptions, a touchdown drive, and 2 field goal drives, including the one to win the game. Dime time.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Shout out to our friends. Baby. New partner alert.
It's not only just I've been saying it's gonna happen.
Could I at least get that Gatorade back there since you didn't bring me a beer?
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah.
I just didn't.
No, you did right. I'm not a beer drinker. But
I didn't think you would like this.
Something
like Papago Orange Blossom.
No, you
beer.
did right.
That's not
that.
for you.
That does not say Neely at all.
No, not at all.
No, you did right. It's
I'm gonna get
written all over this.
I got your first drink when we get out after this.
Shout out to our new friends over at ALLCITY, a new kind of soda. 2 out of 3 Americans say they suffer from digestive issues, and 95% of Americans don't get the daily recommended fiber. ALLCITY is tackling both those issues. It's much lower in sugar than conventional sodas. It's a great mixer as well. Use the code DNVR20 for 20% off your next Olipop order on drinkOlipop.com, OLIPOP. Olipop can be found in over 22,000 stores across the country, including King Soopers, Safeway, Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, and Sprouts. Also, shout out to our friends over at Game Time. They lied. That was not sold out.
No, it was not. Not Game Time. Arizona State.
Yes, of course. Not Game Time. Game Time never lies.
Yeah,
he had a misplaced modifier. That's what my English teacher would tell him.
Yeah.
You said they lied right after saying the word Game Time.
I apologize, Game Time. I know you would never lie.
You can see, can you see? You can see right behind us the top section over there.
Yep.
I would say that was about 60% full. Mm-hmm. I mean, 60%.
Yep.
And I tweeted it out. I said, why did ASU lie about this being a sellout?
Yep. And I'm backing them up, man. Coach Prime sold this son of a bitch out. People just didn't come because it was hot.
What do you mean tickets. It was hot?
No, look, I am not going to let a few people not sitting in their seats deny my guy his streak of selling out visiting stadiums.
I'm down with that. And there's a difference between sellout and attendance.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is the ticket sold.
They did sell it out.
They just didn't come.
Yes.
Yeah. Coach Prime sold this SOB out. They were just scared to sit in the heat.
Their fans just knew they were about to catch it out.
The Buffs are playing Stanford on Friday. That game is also sold out. Of course, back at home at Folsom Field. If you guys want to get in the door, head on over to Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20
and that one is sold out.
Your first purchase. It absolutely is.
Yeah,
I
so
think
you've
it's
got to
family
go
weekend.
to Game Time. It is family weekend.
So,
Friday night on ESPN.
Yep.
Go to Game Time. Get your tickets. Put in the code, man, because it's no heat that night.
Yep.
Like, people are not going to I'm not going to sit in
chilly.
Folsom. Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be really cold if you've looked at the forecast. It says 52 is the high.
I've been waiting for a game where I can wear a hoodie under a jersey.
Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BUFFS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, let's go through this game, man.
I haven't looked at the framing of the shot, but I just want to point out that I think Jake's hand signal to you was actually on the camera.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
he gave me the come on, bro.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah. It's like,
I just wanted to get the ad
do it
done.
down here. Like he should have just done it right here.
You
It was like it was
deadlight
not-
me. I'll be all right.
All right. For the sixth consecutive what?
Sorry. I just want to give a shout out to everyone who came to our tailgate.
Oh, what a best tailgate we've had so far.
Poppin', dude.
Amazing tailgate.
It was poppin'. Shout out to Fat Tuesday for the hospitality. They honestly made it like really great for us. Mm-hmm. And we were a couple blocks down the street, right across the street from Casa. A bunch of people rolled up, said what up. But to all of the Buffs fans who were there, like the love was on another level today.
I was really, really bummed I had to leave.
Yeah.
I was really bummed I couldn't make it, but I want to throw a log on your fire. Ooh. Because, I'm the new guy here. I haven't been around to all these Pac-12 stadiums. Shout out to Oregon. They did the damn thing. Mm-hmm. But when I tell you the Buff fans took over this stadium.
Hell yeah, they did.
Like, it was loud.
Yeah,
when we needed to hear our people, our crowd, our students, our travelers, like this whole section behind the home bench was nothing but black and gold shirts, man. They were loud.
That corner was lit.
Yes.
Our spot was right down here. Also, there's a rumor floating around that I was escorted out of the stadium by the police. Yep. But here I am. Yeah. I'm in the stadium.
You are in the stadium, but I think they were just suggesting that you move along.
They were.
Yeah.
All right. I was just trying to conduct the band.
Their band.
Okay.
Their band.
For the sixth consecutive week, CU wins the toss.
Let me just say, it was not true. That's not true. I was fine.
It's not true as you were conducting the band, and not true as you were escorted out.
Not true that I was escorted out because I'm standing right here.
For the sixth consecutive week, CU wins the toss and defers. We are literally getting into improbable astronomical odds territory of them winning the coin toss.
What if they do it every game?
And two smirked when it happened.
Did he?
Yeah, like he called it. It went in the air, hit the ground, and the ref was like, "You win." He went.
I love it.
I do have to say though, the odds don't change; they're always the same.
I agree.
That is true.
Always a 50-50
well, I mean,
chance.
But the chance of going and winning 12 straight coin tosses, 6 straight even,
is rare.
Yeah. All right, Arizona.
But it still balances out, is what you're saying. Yeah.
What I'm saying is every coin flip has the exact same probability.
Arizona gets the ball. They start on their own 34-yard line. Man, they drive all the way down the field. They score a touchdown on their opening drive. CU gets the ball, immediately 3 and out again. Same story, same dance.
Yeah, we suck.
What is going on with these early starts, man?
I don't know. I can't explain it. They didn't run the ball once on these first 3 plays. Sacked for a loss of 10, incomplete, sacked for a loss of 2, punt.
Yeah, did you hear that silence? Like it's
inexplicable.
You can't describe it. You can't explain it. You don't like it. You can't fix it. But something happens throughout the game that it fixes itself, particularly after halftime. But, man, these slow starts, thankfully, it's not like an Oregon situation where the slow start happened and it spotted them a bunch of points.
Yep.
Right.
And now you got to change how you manage things to claw back in the game because we literally did score in the first quarter.
Yep.
They scored, we scored. So we were, quote, unquote, fine. But I don't know if it's a combination of the play calling and the play execution, or is it just the execution in general? Because right now, which one? Both of them are one or the other. Because like when you point out, 3 pass plays and we're gone, no deliberate intention to run coming off a game where you had tremendous success running.
Yep.
It's just like and now, of course, if we complete those passes or we're not sacked, we're not sitting here talking about it.
Yep.
But there's just a failure to connect in the opening drives.
ASU gets the ball back. They immediately go 3-and-out, though, and then Colorado has a monster 16-play, 75-yard drive to tie the game. I think I calculated it out when it happened, after it happened. I think Hankerson had 38 yards of offense on that play on, 6 plays. First play of that drive was a 4-yard rush. He had a pass, a few receptions, actually. He was a monster. ASU gets the ball back, 2 minutes left. Another long-ass first quarter, too, by the way. Jesus Christ.
And it was hot. Which made it long.
This is going to be one of those first quarters that I go back and when I rewatch it, I'm going to be like, wow, in my head, I thought that was in the third quarter.
Yeah. ASU goes 3-and-out when they get the ball back. Colorado gets the ball, 50 seconds left in that first quarter. I think do they even get a 3? They get 1 first down, then they end up punting. ASU gets the ball back. They go 3-and-out. Colorado goes 3-and-out. Then ASU mounts a 9-play, 59-yard drive. They go up 14-7 on a Scatabo run from the 1-yard line on 3rd and goal. Colorado gets the ball back, 3-and-out. ASU 3-and-out. Colorado gets the ball back at 3:03 left in the second quarter. They drive down the field, 9 plays, 81 yards. Great drive. Shedeur finding Jimmy Horn a few times. Again, Anthony Hankerson. Yep. Runs it in from 16 yards out. We're tied at 14. 2 minutes left in the first half. ASU manages to go 7 plays, 48 yards, and 50 seconds to kick a field goal to take the halftime lead 17-14.
I appreciate the expedited version of which you did 2 quarters that were extremely long in the heat. Yeah, but one of the things that happened in those 2 quarters that we have got to fix, like the penalties, man. And the penalties were leading them. Half. Oh, yeah, the penalties were keeping them in the game.
Yep.
It's one of those things where you look at like when you said Scatabo did this, penalties put him in a position to do that.
Yep.
When you say, with the closing minutes, they kicked the field goal and went ahead. We gave them 15 yards on that drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
If that field goal kick is 15 yards longer, they don't make it even go for it.
Nope.
And I'm sorry, the refs were fucking atrocious today.
Absolutely.
They kept stopping the game for 3 minutes at a time.
Well, one thing that was pissing me off about it, we tempo.
Yes.
And so you would change the call, let us start to play. Oh, wait, stop reviewing it to only change the call again.
Oh, my
yes.
God.
Defeat the total purpose of running a tempo offense. Now, having said that, the penalties that they called on us in the second half, I don't necessarily think were bad calls. They missed some calls. Like there was a damn tremendous pass interference that I don't know how you miss.
Unbelievable.
But, when they say we did something, you look at it, hell, we did it. And then extended drives for them that they got points out of.
Yeah.
6 penalties for 45 yards to CU, 8 penalties for 83 yards to ASU in that first half. Shedeur was 20 of 32, 152 yards, had the rushing touchdown.
In the first half?
Yeah. 32 passing attempts, and then it looks like 23 rushing attempts.
Okay. Let's keep it rolling.
On to the third quarter. CU gets the ball back because they deferred.
You should have done that to them.
Immediate 3-and-out once again.
Yep.
Can't build momentum to start the second half.
So this is an issue. Slow starts to the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add an issue to this because it happened twice in this game. Allowing 2-minute drills on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And slow starts coming out of the half.
Yep.
Look, the whole point of deferring is because you think you're going to be able to control the game at the end of the half and the beginning of the next half.
And it ain't happened yet.
Exactly. And in this game, you went and gave up a scoring drive on the way in, and you went a 3-and-out on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot happen. At that point, just take the ball
Yep.
and see if Shedeur can go get you a touchdown drive to start the game.
Yep. Play calls on that first 3-and-out. Rush, pass, broken up, Dylan Edwards. I think that was the one where it was kind of
sideline.
Yeah,
it could have been PI.
Speaking of Dylan Edwards, speaking of play calls, a little frustration for me.
What's up?
No one other than his parents and grandmother loves Dylan Edwards more than I love Dylan Edwards. So this ain't an anti-Dylan Edwards thing. This is a how do you use his assets, his strengths versus weaknesses. Hey, man, when I say run the ball more, I'm not talking about giving to Dylan Edwards an A-gap and just, like, come on, man. Like, you could have some 3rd and 2 situations. Man, you got Hank. You got Savion. Let one of these bowling balls do it. I don't think the defense is going to be fooled by our smallest back trying to accomplish that task.
I agree. Just in the first half, Hank was running the ball awesome. Average 4.9 yards per carry on 8 carries. Dylan had 5, only averaging 2. No disrespect to Dylan, but yeah, I just think it's bad situation.
Yeah, it's like you got to put him where his strengths are.
Yep.
You know, you get that guy, roll it out, pitch it to him, check down to him. He's unstoppable.
Yep.
But, you know, I formation, hand it off to him and say, hey, go right there to the nose guard.
Yeah,
they ain't the strong suit, man.
ASU gets the ball back, 13:48 left in the third quarter, 10 plays, 39 yards. They end up punting. CU gets the ball back, 9 plays, 19 yards. They end up punting. CU got lucky. They got a targeting call. Woods, I don't know who he hit, but it's a fair catch, and this guy just decides to literally strike someone in the head.
Yeah, it was like
what was that?
It was like a peel back.
Yeah.
And bad play.
Colorado gets the ball back, 8:16. Oh, wait, sorry. After that punt, Arizona State gets the ball back, 5:04 left in the quarter. 7 plays, 11 yards. They end up punting. CU gets the ball back, 1:07 left in the quarter from their own 39-yard line.
And this is when dime time began.
This is when dime time begins.
It's not going to catch on.
Stop.
They drive down the field.
It's alive.
7 plays.
No, it is alive. It's just not going to catch on.
It's already caught. It's like wildfire.
It's a spark.
7 plays, 61 yards in 1 minute, 35 seconds. Colorado goes up 21-17 for their first lead of the game. Javon Antonio. What a dog.
Out of nowhere.
What a dog.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love that this team has a different hero every week.
Yep.
That's my I told you so moment.
Yep.
That's my I told you so moment. Get mad in the comments. I don't care. Neely knows it all. I don't care. I told y'all the beauty of this quarterback, the beauty of this roster, there's going to be another guy every game.
Yep.
Like, okay, so where was Amari Miller today?
Man, he should have had a touchdown catch.
I get it.
He alligator armed it.
Yeah, he alligator armed it. Like he really
needed
did.
to lay out.
Yeah, the freshman mistake. He lays out as a sophomore, junior, or senior.
Sure.
You know, Cormani made some freshman mistakes today.
Yep.
You don't let a guy
Got
cross your
benched for a
face,
little
man.
while.
Yeah, like you don't do that. But what I'm speaking on is that this quarterback is going to go to the favorable matchup.
Yep.
And if you prove him right, he's going to keep going to the favorable matchup. So there's no telling who next week against Stanford is going to be the big guy.
Arizona State gets the ball back, 14:32 left in the fourth quarter. They go 3 and out. They punt from their own 27, 49-yard punt. Zay Weaver just clipped his heel, man, from taking it back.
It should have been to the crib, dude. What a great return.
Yeah, fantastic.
Did Coach allude to we only had 10 people on the field?
He did in the press conference, yep.
On that return?
Yes.
Yeah, he said, just think if we had 11 out there, or just think if he had one more blocker or something.
Yep.
The way he framed the statement made me think, like, man, we only had 10 people?
Yeah.
Got to go back and look at that.
I know.
Come on,
What
special teams.
absurdity if that
Honestly,
happened.
great day for special teams.
Eh.
What do you mean they
I
had
don't-
that
nah.
return?
But
The
what about
first
the
half
ones
was
we kicked out of
terrible.
bounds?
Okay.
2 kickoffs out of bounds. The first half was terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
man.
that return. That's a field goal. There's a game-winning field goal.
And a clutch kick from Mata before that.
And a clutch kick from Otto before that. I'm saying good day for special teams.
So if you say that, then you also have to say good day for the defense.
But the defense gave up how many points?
24?
Hell yeah, it was a good day for the defense.
No, but here's why it wasn't. What about those 2 drives with 2-minute drills that the defense allowed?
Wait, what?
Do you remember?
He was looking at his phone.
Do you remember? Think about it. I know you conducted the band, but do you remember the drive that he went down to get the field goal?
Yeah.
Do you remember later on the drive that they went down to tie it up?
Yes.
Things like that can kind of balance or erase the good
Cancel
day.
out. Yeah, for sure.
You know, and as much as I know, hey, Mata was my dark horse pick. As much as Mata did his thing, man, those punts out of bounds, man. Why does every other team in America kick it out the back of the end zone, but we can't?
It's wild.
They were clearly trying to, and with love to Cristiano Palazzo, he dropped the ball.
Yeah, it's just like, man, how did you shank that?
Yeah, twice.
Yes.
With the short
Trying
field.
to hit it too hard. I mean, we've all been there,
Hey,
right?
watch this. With the short field. Watch this.
Trying to
Here's
hit
why it
a tee
matters.
shot too hard.
I have done it plenty of times, man.
With the short field, first play, Shedeur Sanders sacked for a loss of 11. Hank run for 6 yards. Shedeur Sanders passed to Hank for 6 yards. They kick a 42-yard field goal. Then it was currently Mata's longest field goal of the season. They go up 24-17.
Yeah.
ASU gets the ball back. 9 plays, 31 yards. They settle for a 52-yard field goal attempt from the CU 35, blocked
Shank.
by Carter Stoutmeyer.
It was blocked?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got a great jump off the edge. When you go back and watch it, he might have been offsides, honestly.
I was next to the band, as you might have gathered. And I just kept saying, play the insert whatever, just have them song. So after that, I said, play the missed field goal song. And the funny thing is they always play a song, so it sounds
like they were honoring your request. So a couple things, because Neely's a big boy. I don't mind telling you, told you so. But I also don't mind telling you, damn, I messed up.
Okay.
Man, I bragged on their special teams all summer long.
You did.
Because I really thought the athletes that we had, that were going to – but look at the entire season. Look at this game. Like this, we got to get better on special teams,
This was
man.
a special teams dub.
Coach Prime does not agree.
No, and I don't agree, man. Like when I'm watching practice and see it translate to the game, Jake and I have talked about this before, and we agreed that it's not only the punt like we had blocked last week. How many times have we almost been blocked?
Right.
Like this season. We are always just that much away from disaster on special teams. Like we have got to get better because that is 1/3 of the game, man.
I know, but perfect day-kicking field goals, a game winner, a huge punt return, and a blocked field goal?
But, okay, so here's my pushback on that. I'm talking about unit problems.
Yeah.
Mata, hey, that was a good one. That was a good one. Mata, individual effort. Carter, individual effort. Weaver, individual effort.
Fair,
when you look at like the overall 11 that go out there to perform special teams, hey man, we got to fix some stuff fast.
People were saying Bishop destroyed a guy. Let me know what play that was.
No, he did. Yeah.
What play?
It was all they looked at it, thought it was going to be targeting.
I didn't hear that. When was that?
Late in the game.
Okay. Colorado gets the ball back after the blocked field goal. They have a chance to completely ice this game. ASU fans start walking out the goddamn stadium.
ASU has fans?
Apparently not. They thought a 7-point game.
We know they have a band.
They thought a 7-point game with 6 minutes left was over. Colorado gets the ball back, 7 plays, 21 yards. They can't move it hardly any. They punt. Arizona State gets the ball back with 3:26 to play from their own 6-yard line.
My God.
13 plays, 94 yards.
94 yards.
And they have a 15-yard touchdown pass, Trenton Bourguet to O'Mare, 24-24.
Did we have a penalty on that drive? Did we help them out on that drive?
Let me see.
I was so just dumbfounded that they went 96 yards.
Well, okay, so they had a weird play. It was from the CU 30-yard line, 2nd and 10. Trenton Bourguet pass completed initially to Sanders, number 6, with DPI on the play. Then they go back, review the play, say it's called incomplete, and then enforce the penalty.
I remember that. That's right. Right on this side.
Yeah.
They did another thing like that where they enforced the intentional grounding on
that was
Shedeur.
A horseshit call.
Yeah. But it moved the ball right back to where they had moved the ball to.
Yeah, it was 15 yards, or
that
I think it was
ridiculous.
like 14 and a half yards.
Yeah.
The refs were terrible today. Anyways, CU gets the ball back, 50 seconds left, 5 plays, 50 yards in 38 seconds. Shedeur connects with Javon Antonio twice, first time for 43 yards, second time for 7 yards. And then they're at the ASU 25. Mata from 43, now his season long. He is good. Ice cold. His celebration at the end, too.
What was his celly?
You want to see it?
It was a little dance,
Yeah, show me.
While you're pulling it up, while you're pulling it out, Pauls, I loved, right, how this team responded to that response. When guys drive down 96 yards on you, and then you come back with 50 seconds left, and Mata's out there doing his thing. And they tried to ice him. He made the ice kick.
Yep.
And then he made the second kick better than he made the ice one.
Yes, he did.
The ice one was like kind of like, oh,
low.
shit,
Yep.
yeah. And then the next one was like, oh, man, he nailed that one.
Yep. He is ice cold.
Oh, my God.
Look at it. Coach Prime pushes him back out on the field to keep celebrating, bro. I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to send this to Alyssa so she can show it.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Go off, kid.
Yep.
I love it.
So good. ASU gets the ball back, 9 seconds, sacked by Amari McNeil, first play. Then they complete a Plastic Badger for 21 yards. Doesn't matter.
But you got to admit.
Game is over.
You got to admit. When they got the ball with 9 seconds, you was like, my God, don't let them get a field goal.
I know, bro.
I didn't feel that.
Yeah, because you won't admit it. But you admit to getting escorted out by the police?
I did not get escorted out by the police.
Here's another thing that we glossed over for the sake of time. So get this, Jake. Get this, RK.
I'm listening.
Sometimes things happen in games that you just interpret as disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Sometimes things happen in games that are just gambling, you know. Mm-hmm. But sometimes things happen in games that tell you a lot about yourself because of how your opponent sees you. Mm-hmm. When they went for that 4th down, like on the 23-yard line, that shows me that up until that point, our defensive line had done nothing to make them think they weren't going to execute that.
I agree with that.
I don't know if they'll have it here. They went for 4th down 3 times. They were 3 of 3 on 4th down tonight. 4 for 4 in the red zone.
And, you know, and
Buffs were 2 of 2 on 4th down.
So that one of those 6 of 6 on the season.
And still perfect in the red zone, by the way, and chances in scoring. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all tied together. That's why you hear Coach Prime say stuff like, I'm 7 to 8 dogs away.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because we got to get tougher, meaner in the trenches.
Yep.
Because for a team to say, you know what, I'm on my own 23.
I would like,
I think we can get this.
I would like to see them call the defense more aggressively in that situation. As soon as I saw them line up, I knew they were going to convert it because they had a 6-man box.
Hold on, though. Great adjustments from Charles Kelly in the second half. 0 sacks in the first half, 5 sacks in the second half. Bringing pressure from all.
But that's what you got to do, man. When you see them, particularly empty backfield, man, why are we not blitzing?
Yep.
Like, go get the guy, make him uncomfortable. And when we started doing that, the game changed.
Yep. Yeah, and I just mean, like, if they're going to go for it on 4th and 2, trust your guys on the outside. Don't be worried about getting beat deep. Mm-hmm. They're not going deep.
Yep.
And if they do, tip your cap and say,
no, worry about the 2.
Congrats on, the hammer.
If it's 4th and 2, worry about them not getting 3 yards.
Exactly.
Don't worry about them getting 17 over top of you.
And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was a 6-man box there, and I just knew, okay, they're giving it to Scattaboo, and he's going to convert this.
All right.
Yeah, they knew it too. That's why they did it.
Yep.
Without fear of turning the ball over on downs.
Shout out to our friends over at Snarfs. John Denera approved.
I saw a guy with a number 69 jersey today that said Ramen Man.
I saw him walking in. He was handing out packets of ramen, too.
Shout out Ramen Man. But
crazy.
I want a John Denera custom Buffs jersey.
Let's go, man. Get some Denera peppers from Snarfs when you go to their restaurants. It's a damn good sandwich. Perfect bread, cheese, meat ratio. Also, check out Snarf Burgers. There's 3 locations in Denver and Boulder. Make sure you guys download the Snarfs app today. If it still works, use the code DNVR fans, and you can earn a buy one, get one free 7-inch sub. Also, shout out to our friends at Fubo TV. I'm very interested to see the ratings on this one, to see if this is the highest watched Pac-12 game of all time on Pac-12 Network.
Especially because it was close. You'll see a huge spike in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Because, of course, people want to tune in to see the Buffs lose.
And, whether this was right or wrong, I don't give a damn. It happened. I put that free trial weekend out in DNVR code everywhere I could on social media.
Yep.
Because people were just inboxing me, hey, neither where I watched the game.
Yep.
Here, that link you sent?
Yep.
I was like, here.
Let's go.
Like, free trial it, baby.
They've got 140-plus live channels of sports, shows, movies, and news. They have the Pac-12 network. Hopefully we're not victimized again this season. But if we
I'm worried about the Arizona game.
Yeah. The Oregon State. Well, I guess
Tell you why I'm not. Because this happened. If I'm a network exec, right, and I'm sitting around, like, man, why didn't we just pay what we need to pay to get that damn game? Like, we need to cover Coach Prime if he goes to the bathroom.
The collapse of the Pac-12 is going to be examined till the end of time.
Yeah.
Especially with Coach Prime coming in.
Yeah.
It's surreal, honestly, thinking about it now. Anyway, shout out to Fubo. You get 1,000 hours of cloud DVR as well. Watch all your favorite college football and NFL Fubo. Go to www.fubotv.com/DNVR to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. And then shout out to Breckenridge Brewery. I'm sure the bar was lit. I saw some videos.
Yeah, I saw some videos too.
But we love our Breck Brews here at DNVR. I'm sure they were pouring like crazy at the DNVR bar tonight. You can check out their beer locator at www.breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. Try some of our favorites, the Mountain Beach Sour, Strawberry Sky, Mile High City Golden, and the Broncos Country Pale Ale. We are having a watch party at the DNVR bar, but if you cannot make it for the Broncos game next weekend, go to the Farmhouse in Littleton. for their Breck Brew Broncos watch party.
Our producer is like doing yoga or something. I don't know what was happening over like this calisthenics. I don't
trying
know.
to stretch.
Yeah.
I just want to say this. Do not understate the importance of this win.
Conference game.
Conference game.
On the road.
On the road. 2-game losing streak. And everyone just foaming at the mouth to say this team is done and dusted.
Yeah.
Because they lost to 1-4 ASU on the road.
Yep.
But they did not.
A couple more points on that. Conference game. Wait. 2 losses in a row.
Yep.
Conference game. On the road.
Yep.
You get it.
Yep.
Going back home.
Yep.
Then on a short week.
Yep.
Then to a bye week.
Yep.
You had to have this one.
You had to have it. And so I'm so disinterested. And I know Coach Prime was disappointed. So it gives a green light for everyone to be disappointed, right? And I understand that. Mm-hmm. I'm so disinterested in anyone complaining about this win. Yeah. I don't complain about wins.
I agree.
And Coach Prime has the green light to do it because he expects to win and dominate. And so I get that. But I don't complain about wins on the road in college football.
Let me tell you what I had to learn at Jackson State working with Shedeur Sanders, Coach Prime. I used to look in the mirror and say, Neely, it's okay to not feel how he feels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I get why he feels that way. He wants to dominate. He wants to win. We left meat on the bone. I hear him, and I agree with him, and then I throw the big butt in. But we won.
Yep. But we won.
And it was a game that we absolutely – 2 losses in a row on the road.
4-2, baby.
You had to have this one. And these guys found a way. I'm with you. You know, we go back and forth on special teams and defense. Yep. Special teams, as much as they effed up, when you had to get it right, they gave Mata the time to do his thing. He made it.
Yep.
Defense, as much as they got it wrong, when it had to get it right, they stopped them.
Yep.
And so you walk out of here, man, with a W, conference game, going home.
And just, you know, there's a saying in golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Meaning you got a par, maybe you blew your drive left, you left your approach short, and you hit a bad chip, and then you made a 20-foot par putt.
Yep.
There's no pictures on the scorecard. All that shows up is you had a 4.
Yep.
And I'll say this, there's no pictures in the win column.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good analogy, man.
All you see is that it was a dub.
Yep.
You have another beer. Every time you have a beer, you do great analogies.
We're flying, boys. We're only at 40 minutes. Let's
That's
talk about
because of this. That's because you instituted this policy.
Hey, I was told before the show to do it.
No one told you.
Let's talk about the press conference. I got first question for Shedeur, by the way.
Let's go, baby.
Shedeur, on the final drive, I asked him what it was like getting down there, trying to put Mata in position. He said it was like practice.
He said it was dime time.
He said it was like practice, just trusting the play call. They left too much time on the clock. The coaches knew what was going to happen. I knew what was going to happen. We went Brady mode / legendary mode.
/ dime time.
Did not say that.
Shedeur, I don't know if you noticed.
Let me just say.
Go ahead.
Confidence and belief is a hell of a drug. And
Yes,
I mean that because when he gets that ball, everyone, whether it's me, you, Neely, the people in the section in the section I was in, the people in the section a couple plays over, the people on the sideline, everyone knows what's about to happen.
Yep.
And you can't do anything about it.
Nope. Shedeur Sanders is about to lead a game-winning drive, and that's what he did.
Absolutely. I think it was this drive, 6:32 left in the fourth quarter, 7 plays, 21 yards. They end up punting from the 45-yard line. But Shedeur, I don't know if you saw, just walked off the field and sat on the sideline by himself at the end of the bench.
I did not see this, but I saw your tweet about it.
Yep. So he was asked about it. He said, really just taking accountability of what's going on in the game. I was holding the ball too long. I was on the sideline frustrated. Then I just said, it's time. At that point, it was okay, cool. Let's go legendary mode.
He almost said it's dime time.
I missed this play in the recap. I believe this was – where was this? Anyways, I'll find it. But Shedeur had a play, first down of the first play of the first drive. He just runs straight up the field, and he lowers his shoulder into the defender, flattens him. He was asked about that. He goes, my body language is chill. Sometimes the team don't see me that I'm going and I'm ready. So we really just had to activate that dog and that fire in you. It was kind of like a scare tactic.
Yeah, and I still don't want him to do that.
Me either.
Honestly, I respected it because I could tell what he was doing.
Whoa.
I'm not saying you weren't respecting it, but I'm just saying, like, I liked it in the moment. And I still agree with it.
Didn't.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Because I know what's behind him.
I know, but still.
No, you're both right.
Absolutely.
You're both right.
Shedeur Sanders is a tough-ass football player.
Yeah, he's
football players initiate hits. Football players take hits. He's been sacked more than anybody in the country and is still doing his thing. I get that. I respect it. I love it. But I'm also telling my quarterback, hey, bro.
Please no.
Don't do that. Yeah. It's the same thing with sliding. You got to protect yourself, man.
And it's all fun and games until he comes up holding his shoulder.
Yeah. Everybody's celebrating while it's working.
Hey, but man, I will say you're better off delivering the blow than taking it.
And he does. He did it at JSU. There was a play on the goal line where he just destroyed a kid on an option.
Yeah, and there was also a play at JSU where he got a concussion.
There was.
Trying to do the same thing.
Anyways, Shedeur on the slow starts, he said, we know what's the problem, so we just have to find the solution. Us as
what's
players,
the problem? I don't know.
We have to come together and put an end to the madness that is these slow starts.
I'm getting big-time John Elway pre-Mike Shanahan vibes.
Let's go.
Because that was the story of the Broncos before Mike Shanahan got there was slow start, and then at the end of the game, it was just like, hey, John, can you go win this for us? And he was like, yeah, I got you.
and Coach Prime spoke on that at halftime and spoke on it out of sheer anger and frustration because you're putting this guy in that position constantly. You don't have to. So he said to the offensive line, to receivers, so here's what you're going to do. Y'all going to play sloppy, not be tough, be soft as cotton, and then just wait on him to bail you out again.
Yep.
Like, when are you going to stop doing that?
Yeah.
Like, play football from start to finish instead of just going, it's okay, we got a guy with a cape, he'll bail us out.
The bad part about that is they were right.
Yep.
He did go bail them out. But you don't want to have to do that.
No.
You don't want to have to do that. But it's true. And it's the same thing that was true with Dan Reeves and John Elway back in the day. It was like it doesn't really matter what you do in the first 45 minutes of the game because the last 15 you just cut John loose and he'll go win you the game. And Shedeur in the last 16:07 got cut loose.
But that's like the amazing sports psychology part about it. He's throwing take away his legs when he runs for one. He's throwing the ball to the same receivers who drop him on the first drive of the game.
I know.
Or the second drive of the
game.
Now all of a sudden they could catch. Now all of a sudden it all works. And so what he's saying to him, and Coach Prime is saying to him, and the world is saying to him, hey, what happens in the last 2 minutes or what happens when we need these miracles, man, just do that for the entire time.
Also, Javon, I'll use the word underthrew in very big quotations here because he made the throw. Shedeur underthrew Javon Antonio on that big play for, I think it was 43 yards by a couple yards. Yeah. But Javon also tripped on his own feet.
Yeah.
No one, he stopped, caught it, and then that could have been a touchdown very easily.
The one to Mikey stopped running.
Yep.
And then tried to speed up when he saw the ball was like, okay, I misjudged it. But that's a tight end running a receiver route,
Yep.
But we left some meat on the bone out there.
Shedeur ends his press conference going, perfect timing, man. New song coming out soon. Subscribe.
Can we switch the name of that song to Dime Time?
It's just
Coach Prime
not happening, man.
Opens up his press conference saying, wonderful win, played like hot garbage, sick of it. I'm trying to figure this out because I'm sick of it. I'm happy with the win, but I'm not happy with the fashion of the win. We're better than that. I'm sick of these consistent holes we're displaying. We're so much better. I apologize for my anger, but I do not accept mediocrity.
You know what's so beautiful about Coach Prime's anger? It ain't anger.
Yeah.
Like, he's the most polite. He was mad as hell in there.
Yep.
But, and he's apologized for being mad, but everybody's looking at it like, man, you hadn't cussed. You hadn't pounded the table. You hadn't knocked the mics over. Like, you're just angered by your standards.
I love it. RG knew exactly what you were going to say. Did you hear it?
What'd he say?
You said, what's the best part about Coach Prime's anger? He said, it wasn't anger.
Yeah. It's like he thinks he's mad, but he doesn't demonstrate it the way we do.
Coach Prime on his message to the team, messages to the team, he says, I've delivered every type of message you can fathom. It's not just the team, it's me, the coaches. Again, just talking about I'm sick of it, got to fix it.
I will say that his pregame speech today and his halftime speech today were probably two of the shortest speeches I've heard in 4 football seasons.
Wow.
Like, it wasn't, all that fluff. It was just direct.
What did he say at halftime?
Can't repeat here. because he didn't cuss, but I inserted the cuss words. He let him have it.
But I just mean, what was the message?
Oh, the message is we're better than this. We're playing
Hot
soft.
garbage.
He took it to each unit, like offensive line, receivers, defensive line, linebackers. Like he went down the list of we really got on special teams. It's just one of those things, man, where it's almost like the team meeting after the Oregon game. Like it was some honesty in it. Yeah. It was one of those coaching moments where like people got to understand, like Jake is saying, who's quoting Coach Brown, we're playing like hot garbage. Not just garbage, but hot garbage.
Okay, can we just talk about this really quick? Arizona, 29 carries for
Arizona State.
29 carries for 57 yards.
Yep.
2.0 yards per carry.
Yep.
That's why they won.
Absolutely. Another I told you so moment. When we did the PHNX guys, the conference table, if we keep that Scatterboo guy under 120, there's no way.
Total yards for him.
17 receiving yards.
49 plus 17. That is 66.
He's their guy. Yep. Like to anybody out there that's played him or going to play him again or play him later on, you take 4 out of the game. But we still threw penalties and through inept offensive play, we gave them more opportunities than they should have had.
If I'm an Arizona State fan, I am deeply disappointed in the game plan from Kenny Dillingham today. Scatterboo was not as involved as I thought they would try to get him. He had 15 touches.
But I think it is. I think it's cute coaching.
Yeah.
I think that you're thinking, well, what Neely is saying, that they're going to key on number 4. So let's come up with a plan that doesn't involve number 4. And you outcoach yourself. It would be like us sitting around saying, imagine Travis is back. It's like, hey, man, they're going to focus on 2 and 12, so let's not use them.
Yeah.
Well, shit, we used them, stop them. But they underutilized them all day long. I thought their defensive plan was sound now.
And speaking of underutilized, Jalen Conyers was not involved in this game at all.
Didn't have a reception.
He had 0 catches.
Is that tight end that they said was the best guy in the world?
They said he was the best player on the field.
Yeah. But they said best player on the field, including our guys.
Yes, crazy.
And he did not touch the ball today. But part of that is because he wasn't on the field. He might have been on there for 5 snaps all day.
Yeah.
What in the world were they thinking?
Wow.
I don't know, man. And with all of that, they were still in the game.
Yep.
Coach Prime on the protection from the off. God damn it. Coach Prime on the protection for the offense from the offensive line. You think he's happy on Shedeur? You think he's happy being the most sacked guy in college football? He's sick of it. Coach Prime on Javon Antonio's game. He said it was awesome. He didn't have a great game last week, but I love his resiliency. He's a dog, plays his butt off, never complains, just a good kid. He was raised tremendously right. Coach Prime on the end of the game. There's no way a team should drive 96 yards on us to tie the game.
Absolutely not.
And then Coach Prime on Mata's celebration at the end of the game. I wanted him to do his thing. Mata is Mata. Why do you think I brought him here? He don't miss. I told him to do your thing and get your shine on.
I love that. By the way, weird, just like Javon Antonio leads the team, 5 catches, 81 yards. No one else really had a good game.
It was a weird fucking game.
Really weird game.
Coach Prime on the run where Shedeur lowered his shoulder and the message it sent. I don't know if it registered. There should have been 3 linemen to help him up after that. Didn't see it.
Coach Prime was not in the mood after this one.
Nope. I asked Coach Prime about Anthony Hankerson. He said Hank is a dog. Great kid, runs the ball hard. He's been a valuable asset to what we're trying to accomplish.
5.8 yards per carry today.
He needs to get the ball more.
Deliberately, not RPOs.
Yes.
Like, we're running the ball. He's about to get it, run plays.
Weirdly enough, 5.8 yards per catch as well.
Yep. Coach Prime's final words. He says, we have the talent. We just got to put it all together. And then someone asked him if the gold whistle works, and he goes, everything I do works.
I was going to say, his final words was everything I do works.
Yeah.
Like, don't rob that man of his glory.
No, I said final. He literally ended the last question saying, we have the talent. We're just going to put it all together. He's getting up, walking away, and someone asked him if the whistle works, and he goes, everything I do works.
Now you're telling the truth.
So
I always tell the truth.
Even when you lie.
Without Travis Hunter,
yep,
the Buffs go 2-2 because I'm going to count Colorado State as a win without Travis Hunter.
Absolutely. It was in the first quarter.
Yep. They go 2-2 without Travis Hunter. Now, they may get him back this weekend for Friday's game, or they may not. But let me just say this. The team, in the words, remember when Coach Prime, after the spring game, said, the team that we are played with today is not the team that we will play with in Texas. Mm-hmm. The team that you saw out there today is not the team that will be playing UCLA, who, by the way, beat Washington State today.
Yes, they did.
The team that you saw today is not the team that will be playing UCLA on the other end of the bye week. And I think that's really important to remember. It's so easy to be caught up in the moment and say, hey, we should have dominated ASU. We didn't get that win. No, they got the win. They're 2-2 without Travis. Hopefully, they're either 3-2 without Travis or 1-0 with him back or undefeated with him back. But this team is not who they are when Travis Hunter is on the field.
Yep.
And I think for me, amen, because I don't want Jake to think I'm saying something opposite to you, so I got to give you a fist bump before he does this to me. Amen. But it's bigger than that for me, and here's what I mean. This team is going to be so much better in the weeks to come.
Yes.
And not just because of Travis, but look at all the other guys who worked their way back in today that's been injured. Slusher made some big plays today, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Cooper made some big plays today.
Cooper balled
today. See what I mean? Like quietly balled today, man. You know, so like it's almost like when a guy doesn't get a pick or he doesn't do something that registers on the scoreboard, you forget the impact he's making. But Cooper balled out there today. Slusher made an impact. You know, Shiloh is still trying to bring, you know, more big hits than wrap up and tackle, which is something I'm going to chat with him about in the elevator. But this team, when you look at guys who've missed time and now they got some moments, got another home game, got a bye week, man, if we can get through Stanford healthy, have that bye week, this team will be peaking going into those last 4 games of the season.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And so when you look at this team and you say, well, if they struggle against ASU, they have no shot against Oregon State or they have no shot against Utah or Washington State, this is not that team.
Absolutely. Yep. You're right.
This is not that team.
A few guys we need to talk about. Juju Mitchell did not play.
And I have no understanding of why or why not. Talked to him pregame. He was warming up. He was, you know, talking to some of his former teammates, you know, doing what you would do, but have no idea why he didn't participate.
I saw him talking to Coach Hart multiple times in the first half. I don't know what happened. Brendan Gant, I think, got the start, and he played pretty well.
Gant did play well.
I talked to someone yesterday, and I said I called Juju Mitchell for 15 tackles, and they said should have said 19.
Yep, I know. Weird.
Something weird happened for sure.
Cormani McClain comes out, starts the first defensive series, gets benched, comes back in.
Should have got benched. Did you see those 2 plays he gave up?
Yep.
Both letting some – and I've told everybody before, they say, oh, man, we got to play. Come on, we got to do this. Man, let the freshman grow up first.
Yes.
Let him experience some of this stuff in practice. Got in last week, had some flashes, showed really what he can do, and he's only going to get better and better and better. I totally believe in him. It's time to buy Cormani stock, not sell it. But when you saw the plays today, letting that guy cross his face, and it happened twice and gave up big yardage, like, okay, he's a freshman.
Yep.
There were some moments in this game that felt eerily like CSU.
Yep.
And it was that crossing route that they just struggle with in man coverage.
Only the first half, though.
Yep. Good job, Charles.
Juju, though, just weird, man. He was on this team. He didn't get to play against them.
Tough. Hopefully we learn what it is or we don't, and he's back next week and balling because he is a baller.
Next guy, no Alto.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of saw that one coming because once again –
was there anyone other than Hank and Dylan?
Smoke got one carry for -2 yards.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing about this running back room by committee, the way Coach Prime even – you know, I don't want to say script, but kind of manages, you know, minutes and times. Like the guy that is working for is going to keep working. And then when you give another guy an opportunity, for whatever reason, let's say Hank needs to go out far or something. Like, it doesn't matter. When Smoke doesn't make the most of the opportunity, all right, well, you know, we got to go back here. And so then that still leaves Alto. And the other thing with Alto is like, and we discussed when he was on our show, you know, from the hotel, he's got so many more years ahead of him.
At least 3.
Yeah, it's like there's no need like forcing him, you know, into these situations. I still think running game wise, Coach Flea kind of, you know, echoed and shared his thoughts on it, is that it ain't that we can't run. We don't deliberately run. You know, you look at that first series,
Coach
outcome
Flea yesterday
wise,
was
Yeah,
he didn't pull punches about that. Yeah.
He pulled it out. If you look at that first drive, I was waiting
on that on purpose.
I wasn't on purpose. I did pause for the pause, though. If you look at that first drive that you described, the 3 and out that we did, we could have done three running plays and it wouldn't have been 3 and out. Yep. And then it changes the way they're playing defense, and it changes the way the clock is running. Like, we have to deliberately run the ball more.
I would love to see them just get under center and run the ball.
Yep.
Can you guess who led this team in tackles tonight?
Give me a second.
I guarantee you won't get it.
The leading tackler tonight was Marvin Hitt.
Levante Bentley have a game. 11 total tackles, 7 solo, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss, and 1 pass breakup.
I was actually about to guess that, but then I thought I was.
No, Bentley did have a game, man.
What happened to Juju?
I don't know.
Well, Bentley happened to Juju if you look at those numbers.
Yeah, no doubt.
Great. And that's the beautiful thing about this team.
Yeah.
Remember when everyone said they don't have depth? That's depth.
In the running back room, in the linebacker room,
wide receiver,
and the DBs and wide receivers, we got depth. The wide receiver probably has a bigger drop-off when you get into the depth than the other ones do.
But last week, it's Javon Antonio has a bad game, so Omarion Miller comes out of nowhere and puts up 200. This week, Omarion Miller's not locked in, and Javon Antonio comes back.
What I'm saying is when you get past those guys, there's a bigger drop-off between Javon Antonio and Caleb Mathis than you have over in the secondary side. Because Caleb's got to get more experience, that kind of thing. So it's one of those issues where same thing with linebacker. Bentley and Juju, man, hell, they right there together.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Shane says from PHNX Sun Devil says GG's boyos. Hope you're having fun in space, RK.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I want to laugh, but I don't know what it means.
2 more guys we need to talk about. We've already talked about him a bunch, but man, Javon Antonio, player of the game outside of Shedeur, who we're going to talk about after this.
And I just love that, man. That takes balls.
Yep.
To go out there after you really got benched for a freshman who stole your shine and then get your chance the next week and go out there and make big plays, like, that's a beautiful thing.
Yep. And then finally,
all while coming off an injury as well.
Yep.
And then finally, man, shout out to Shedeur Sanders. This guy is just unbelievable. Even when it doesn't work, he makes it work. I think that's one of the many things that you can use to describe a great quarterback. He just has this it mode where he just takes over and just wins games for you. It's special. It really is.
Totally agree.
There's people out there, when a plane crashes, right, the black box always survives.
Yep.
And they always say, why don't you make the whole plane out of the black box? And so there will be people out there that say, well, why do you make the whole game out of Shedeur at the end? Mm-hmm. There's just something about it. It's the clutch factor.
Yep.
It's the clutch gene.
It's contagious.
And he was born with it.
Yeah, it's contagious because I got to stress, man, Shedeur is my guy. That's my dog. Love him to death. But he ain't throwing the ball to himself.
Yep.
Like, all of a sudden, the people who throw it to can catch. It's like, whatever is in him gets on the ball, and it gets in the person who touches the ball. It's like the old Space Jam movie.
Yep.
Hey, get your powers back.
Touch it.
Yeah. It's amazing to watch it work. Like, their belief in him causes them to believe in themselves.
Yep.
It's the power of belief. The power of being a believer.
You almost sound like a Disney movie. You sung that. I thought you were going to go into a song.
It's that's real though. That's real because
I think you added a little hip hop flavor there.
It used to happen with Tim Tebow.
Yep.
And Shedeur is better than he is. Well, no one's better than him in terms of being a college quarterback, in my opinion.
Well, yeah,
best of all time. But when he was on the Broncos, they would be absolute shit for 4 or 3.5 quarters. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the game, there was just this belief. It was like, oh, yeah, Tebow's going to go win it for us. And everyone all of a sudden became all-stars.
Yep.
I never noticed before how much you and Tebow look alike, though.
My grandma says that as well.
Yeah, it just sitting here looking at you talk about it, I was like, I think he's becoming Tebow.
I wish I was as jacked as he is. Anyways, Shedeur is that guy, and he has the clutch gene. He was born with it. He got it from his dad. And it's a beautiful thing because I truly believe does not matter the game. Whatever you do, get into a position where he can go win it for you, and he will do it.
He's absolutely the best player on our team, and I'm including Travis when I say that, because he touches the ball more. He decides where the ball goes. So he has this, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Elway all stirred together, mentality, but also like a game manager as well. And somehow in the NFL, game managers become like a bad thing. But, like, he doesn't make mistakes.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't hurt you. So not only does he exponentially help you, conversely, you can count on that he's not going to F you over when he has the ball.
Yep.
He's now up to, 18 touchdowns total?
I don't know.
2 interceptions.
He only had 1 passing tonight.
I know, but he had 1 rushing as well.
Yeah.
So he was 15 passing.
And did you know he hit 20 miles per hour, that rushing touchdown?
He did last week, yep. Yep. He was moving on this one tonight,
he was, too. I can't wait to see the stats on that.
Final hat tips.
18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the season, including rushing touchdowns.
Let's go. Final hat tips. Nice to see you back, Miles Slusher, Shedeur Sanders, Carter Stoutmeyer. Shout out to Arden Walker, Amari McNeil, and Derek McClendon for getting sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then one final shout out for the Iceman, Alejandro Mata.
Yeah, he is the
Won
Iceman.
the game.
And, wait, I got to do my signal. I told you so signal.
Yep.
Dark Horse. That was my pick, remember?
You did. Well done, brother.
Nah, it was an easy pick. Let me explain. I got to break down why it's an easy pick. We knew, because what's the Coach Prime thing? Hey, man, you let me down, I'm looking another way. We knew Feely wasn't going to play a lot tonight.
Yep.
Because, he said back-to-back misses. So that's going to give Mata the opportunity, and we know Mata don't miss. It really was an easy call.
Yep.
It was not that easy because I thought they would score more on offense. I did not think it was going to come down to a game-winning Alejandro Mata field goal.
True.
So I'm giving you the credit.
I'll take full credit. You didn't bring me a beer, but I'll take your credit.
You didn't want that beer. And
it's not the point. You didn't know I didn't want it before you brought it.
I'll just say this. Never, ever, ever complain about a conference win
on the road.
Never complain about that.
Having lost 2 in a row.
Never complain.
We couldn't lose 3 in a row.
No, it would have changed everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now they're 4-2.
Yep.
Yeah. 2 away from securing a bowl.
They should be 5-2 less than a week from right now.
And
going into a bye week, and they're going to get back their best player.
And they're going
other than Shedeur.
On a short week, playing the worst team in the conference on a family night at home before the bye, too. All right, let's do these super chats and get out of here.
But while we're pulling those up, stress, short week. Everything is shorter this week.
Yes.
Typically the off day is on Monday. The off day will be Sunday. The team is already, he'll probably land it back by now.
Yep.
And so we got a Friday night game.
Yep.
And for people who have never been hit by another grown man running 18 miles per hour, those days matter, like for recovery time. So those guys got to get into recovery, get into treatment, start back hydration because we got a game Friday night.
Yep. We'll be live on Monday again. Schedule doesn't change for press conferences. Coach Prime's going to speak Tuesday. Then Wednesday players. Yes. I already asked Curtis. Damn. All right, Alyssa.
Alrighty.
Yoga, she says. Are you stretched out over there? You good?
No, I'm good.
How's your butt?
I'm hungry. It's a little sore, but we'll get there.
She said her butt was hurting. I
didn't say anything.
I'm sitting on the hard floor. Okay, super chat from Jasmine. The rewatch of this one will be tough. Not sure who had a worse performance, the Buffs, officials, or the commentators. Let's hope for no more Pac-12 network games. Anyways, cheers, fellas. Go Buffs.
Shut up,
they should just let us call the game.
The Pac-12 network is ass.
Terrible.
We've known that forever.
And the refs were ass.
But we're not complaining about road wins in the conference after you lost 2.
QJ Smith with the super chat. He asks, how much eligibility does Horn and Weaver have left?
Weaver has none.
Yeah, this is
Weaver's
it for
done.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I think
has 2.
has at least 2 after this.
I'll tell you in 2 seconds here.
No, I agree with that. You don't have to double
Jimmy
check
Horn, 3 to play 2.
Yep.
But Weaver, guys like Weaver and Hooks, this is it.
Yep. Wait, Hooks?
Shane. Shane
Cokes.
Cokes. Shane Hooks played at Jack State.
Yes.
Shane Cokes here.
No, you're good. Alyssa.
E. Ferretti says, how about Antonio? I absolutely love this team. You never know who's going to show up and show out.
Yep.
Amen.
Amen to that.
You
never know who's going to conduct a band is what you don't know.
That's true.
You should know.
Next.
Brian C. says, hope you guys enjoy the tie-breaking kick from Mata. Also, my hometown is Phoenix, so hope Neely wasn't sweating too much. Neely, is Coach Prime getting out-coached, or is it a talent issue? I'm so frustrated with these nail-biters.
So let me go with the first thing first on the Phoenix Heat, because this is something I should have opened the show with when you asked me about the Heat. Mm-hmm. There's only been 2 times that Neely has had to change draws in the game. One in Miami, and it downpoured raining, and I remember my luggage in the locker room, so I got to go change. And here before the game started. I was out there pre-gaming, doing interviews, filming, all that stuff. We got ready to come out, and I was like, man, my draws are soaked. But guess what I did?
Crazy.
I was prepared.
I was going to say, because you wore shorts when you left the house, and then I saw you in pants, and I was like,
I learned you always bring extra clothes to the stadium, man, because stuff like that happens.
One time I ripped my pants on the way to the NCAA tournament.
See there? And then did you have another pair?
No.
See there?
I had to go to Jake.
If I have my backpack and it has space, I'm going to put something extra in it.
Smart.
So to the other question about getting out coached, here's where I think we are. First of all, we ain't getting out coached.
No.
All right. Coach Prime is the head coach, these coordinators, these position coaches. We got the best coaching staff from top to bottom in the nation. But I do think we have a skill and a will issue. Mm-hmm. There's sometimes that we have some skilled guys who just don't have the will to do what we know they're capable of. And the other side, because everybody wants to beat us because we got this target on their back, their will is a little bit more, even though their skill is less.
Yep.
And will always be skill. Yep. Like like I said it, man, that 4th down they went for, that wasn't gambling. That was like, you know what? You can't damn tackle me because I don't want to be tackled. Mm-hmm. And there was something leading up to that moment that convinced this staff over here that we can go forward. That's a will issue, not a skill issue.
I think Kenny Dillingham outcoached himself tonight. Now, I don't know if it would have changed the game, but Cam Scatabo should have had 25 carries.
Jalen Conyers just a non-factor.
Jalen Conyers didn't play.
That is wild.
Jalen Conyers transferred to Colorado.
Let's go.
Doors open.
Need you, Jalen.
Big TZ says, super chat, why the coaches can't get personnel right at week 6, 3 timeouts in the first quarter, every game personnel changes. By the way, another screen was just called.
Man, it is so frightening. Now, Coach Prime will tell you, and I do support what he's saying in theory and concept, that we use our timeouts when we need them. Mm-hmm. What we have to fix is the reason that we're needing them.
Yep.
And we do get into situations that had we not done stupid things like not knowing the personnel. I mean, we had a launch pad. Well, I'm pointing out there at it, but all the equipment's gone. That when you're on special teams, you go to the launch pad. You know, it's punt alert on 3rd down, so everybody on the punt team come to the launch pad. Like, there's no reason to have 13 or 12 or 11 or 10. Like, well, we got to get it fixed.
To ASU's credit, they were doing the weird punt with Scatabo and essentially saying, okay, if Colorado brings out their punt team, we're going to run it. Mm-hmm. And if Colorado brings out their defense, we're going to punt it. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of genius. It worked. Yep. There's a time where Jimmy Horn is on the field as they're running inside zone.
Yep.
So it made it tough, and they deserve credit for that. But at the same time, got to be a little sharper with the personnel.
Yeah, because it's where we're burning timeouts at.
Yep.
And you're not going to run into that again. No one else has a Cam Scatabo.
Yep.
Super chat from AT says, #free Tyler Brown.
Free Tyler Brown. Do the right thing, the NCAA. Do the right thing.
Too late, to be honest.
Yeah, we're talking about next year for me. That ain't happening this season.
Well, he's free next year, that's for sure.
Mark in Denver with the super chat says, Hank only had 10 carries, 5.8 average. Why did they stop using him? He was also blocking really well. I thought he might have been hurt. It does not make sense.
Great question.
Nothing to add to that, but great question. I have no idea.
Also, just the game was weird. How many offensive possessions did they have?
CU?
Yep. Especially in the second half.
Second half, 1, 2, 3, 6.
Okay, that's a lot, actually. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, another one from Brian says, when Travis Hunt comes back, things will be different. Attitude and mindset. He's so important.
Absolutely. Cannot wait to see Travis back.
He was arguably the favorite to win the Heisman when he was out there.
Yep.
Changes everything.
Oklahoma 11 super chat says, 2 complaints. The refs didn't call crucial pass interferences.
Amen.
And whenever Colorado does hurry up plays, teams purposely play hurt to slow the game.
Amen. And they have done that. Every team we have played, Nebraska might have been the worst at it, but tonight they topped even Nebraska. On one play, 4 people went down.
Yeah, it was garbage. It's ridiculous. It's literally like clockwork.
There's nothing you can do about it.
CU struggles. They finally get a drive where they get a first down, like off the first series, and then just guys go down.
Yeah, our tempo offense is always fighting 2 things. That's the referees, even the spotting of the ball so we can get going, but also that fake injury stuff, and then the referees reviewing plays and all that. Man, it almost makes tempo in college pointless.
Yep, I agree.
Another one from Oklahoma 11 says, a win is a win. All of TCU's wins last year were ugly.
Hey, great point.
Great point. Yeah, they were.
I'll never complain about a win.
Another one from Big TZ, a super chat, says Coach Prime was leaning on equipment box and looking bad and eating at a banana. Is he okay?
He is okay. It was hot as hell out there. The guy's 56 years old.
And he just had
multiple surgeries throughout his life, had multiple surgeries even this year. Having said that, he's fine. We all need some potassium. Even when you're getting ready to conduct a visitor's band, the home band as a visitor, you need a banana.
Multiple people asked me at the tailgate, is Coach Prime here? I heard a rumor that he's sick and he's not coming. Let me tell you this. Coach Prime is not missing a game because he's sick.
I don't get it, man. People like – somebody did a post last night suggesting something like that.
Yeah.
And I literally commented as me. We were here, walking the field last night. Somebody said, oh, man, prayers for Prime. I heard fill in the blank some made up rumor. And I typed on and said, man, I'm looking at him.
Yeah.
Like he's literally 5 yards from me, walking 50 yards and smiling.
There are a lot of bugs going around, but Coach Prime isn't missing a game because of a bug.
Yep.
I'll tell you that.
Globetrotter 418 says, Neely, how do you feel about Sean Lewis's play calling?
In what manner? I know it depends on how I look at it. One, I'm like RK. We won.
Yep.
I personally, and Sean Lewis has forgotten more about running offense than I ever know. I will always say I wish we would deliberately run the ball more. And so the running back can be in the mindset and the offensive line can be in the mindset. I think if you go look at our successful run plays, it was when we knew we were going to run the ball. Mm-hmm. And I think that matters. We are so blessed to have a quarterback that we have, which I still say is the best in the nation. When our offensive line gets better after this season, Sean Lewis ain't messing it up. You know what I mean? Just because you would do something differently doesn't mean this is not working.
I think he's calling plays with a hand behind his back because he doesn't trust and like this offensive line from a talent's perspective.
You said that better than that, but that's what I was saying. It's like we are limited in what we can do because you see what happens when we try to do the things we want to do. Yep. He gets sacks eight times a game. Yep. And so, schematically, you have to pull back and be like, okay, let me do this so he gets the ball out of his hand quicker, has this opportunity, because we got to run this offense through 2 because he's the best player on our team. If he's the best player on the team, he's the best player on the field, including their team. But if we just went wide open and tried to give the fans what they think OC should be doing, he's going to get sacked 15 times. Yep. We got to get better.
How many more do we have?
Just one more here.
Okay, real quick. Like the stream, guys. There's a lot of you watching right now. Give us a like. Also subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
How many likes do we have?
5-star review as well. 579.
No, refresh it.
Well, this isn't both of them. This is just us.
Okay.
There's 1,100 on both.
There you go.
Let's go.
Okay, last one. Renee Owen, super chat. Why use Dylan Edwards as a power back? I do not understand. It is not working. He just cannot break through the middle with that.
I'm literally just going to take the headset off.
They're not using him as a power back. But
I understand what the question is.
Yes.
We're putting him in situations that accentuate his weaknesses instead of situations that accentuate his prowess.
But it's the same thing as running the ball to set up play action. Mm-hmm. You have to allow him to attempt to run inside, or else every single time he's on the field, they're just going to totally protect the edges.
Wouldn't even begin to argue against that.
Yeah, and then there's a 3rd and 2 or something later in the game. They are able to run that outside shotgun sweep, which has worked beautifully for them. But you can't run that if every single time he's out there, they're just thinking, okay, we'll just protect the edge.
And my addition to that is one time we tried him on a 3rd and 2 up the middle. That's when you don't try it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like do that on 2nd and 1. To what you're saying, to set it up to make people think we'll do it. You can't do it when you absolutely got to have it.
I just want to see them so badly line up under center and run stretch.
Yep.
Like, Dylan Edwards should be nasty at that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Buck sweep.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the super chats, guys. Thank you. Thank you for all the support, man. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you to you guys.
No, thank you, Jake. You not only do a great job, you put up with our shenanigans.
But I really do want to thank everyone who watches this show. You guys are the reason we're here right now.
Yep, literally.
Literally, you're the reason that we're here right now because we know and we understand that being here is extremely valuable to y'all.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that makes it valuable to us,
They're
literally
counting on us, man.
and figuratively. Yeah. So you guys made this possible, and it's it's honestly a dream come true. All the people who come out and support at the tailgates, you also make this possible.
Yep.
You make it possible for me to conduct the Arizona State Band.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I got to tell you this, and I was going to say it if you didn't bring it up. You conducting the Arizona State Band an hour before the show is like Shedeur dropping his shoulder, initiating contact. I get it. I understand why you did it, but the risk ain't worth the reward.
So
like
true.
we can't have
what
you.
happens if you actually are thrown out here?
That's my point. Like we can't do that.
We actually got okayed for a post-game press box
In their facility.
And then RK gets thrown out for trying to conduct the band.
It's bigger than band conducting. You can't do that. Do it like Friday night.
Yeah.
Do it Saturday morning to tailgate. You can't do it in that situation, Shedeur. You can't. I get it. You're a football player. You're a tough guy.
It's so much fun.
It's bigger than you.
Play the Buffs win song. Play the Buffs one song. I don't know. I just love saying that.
All right.
Play the 3 and out song. Play the CU
man.
touchdown song.
Let's go start the over 3.5 win party tonight.
I am so in.
Can't wait.
I know I am.
Love you guys. Love you, Buff Nation. Subscribe to the pregame show. Get this man to 100K.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that because shout out to everybody that subscribes and likes because we're like right there.
Yep.
I think we're probably going to go to bed tonight at 98,000.
Let's go. Get them to 100K.
Man.
I know there are 2,000 of our subscribers who don't subscribe to the pregame show yet. Let's let Unc wake up tomorrow a little early because we have an early flight.
We do have an early flight.
To 100K.
Yep.
Make it happen.
Plus, I got a
guys.
long night. Jake and I are sharing rooms.
Oh, God.
Buff Nation, I love you guys.
4-2. Don't let anyone tell you anything.
Baby, cash those over 3.5 tickets. We'll be back on Monday.
I can't wait.
Let's go Buffs, baby.
Go Buffs!